All right. So we're back together in Mr. Jeffrey's class in Algebra 2 land. Algebra 2 with stats. Okay, we got some people that are trying to talk, trying to get on the thing. All right, before we get started, I need you to go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. That way you get all the updates. Okay? And if we get some more subscribers, my forehead line may not go back as far. Okay. So, thank you. Apparently, that was like my best intro ever. All right. So, we're doing substitution, and I told the students in class that, this is their guided notes, and it looks a little weird, but this is to help everybody because this can be confusing. So, our first step, we're going to set these equal to each other right here. All right. Now we're going to move the variables together. So, I want to move all my variables on this side. So, I'm going to subtract this x right here. Okay. So now we have x squared minus 5x plus 6. All right. Now we want to move our constants together. And I think in other times I've moved both the constants and the variables together. When I do that, I lose some students. So, nobody likes lost sheep. So we're going to be right here. All right. So I have x squared minus 5x plus 4 equals 0. All right. So now we get the factor. And this was the big hiccup from yesterday. We needed a day to review. We got the day to review, and we're going on from that. So remember when we factor, okay, this sign in front of our C term right here tells us our signs are the same. This tells us they're both negative. All right, and so we can do this, and we need to think about what are the factors of 4 that add up to 5. If you say 2 and 2, we need to have a check. Okay, so it should be 1 and 4. All right, and yesterday we did look at the zero product property where we found out that our variables, our actual answer is going to be the opposite right here because that's what's going to make one of these zeros. So it's going to be a positive 1 and a positive 4. Okay, so we have that. Yes. Well, 3 plus 2 is 5, but 3 times 2 is 6. Yeah, it's one of the factors of this that add up to give you that. Yeah. All right. So we found our x values. Now we have to find y. We're going to find y when x is 1 and when x is 4. Okay. So all I'm going to do is plug it in, plug it in. So I get 3 right here. And when I plug in 4, I get 6. So my final answer is 1, 3, and 4, 6. Now, that was a lot of steps. Okay. But it kind of helps when it's all right there together for you in that format. We did this problem in like a fourth of the time that we tried to do it yesterday. Okay. And we didn't even get this far yesterday. All right. So, and it kind of helps when you see the steps because most of y'all have done this before in Algebra 1, but it's probably been a long time, except for a few of y'all I had in the spring. And then y'all have me again. Bless your little hearts. Okay. So, all right. Was this as bad as we thought it was going to be from yesterday? No. A little bit, yeah. There is a lot of steps, and if you're busy, looking at the Tic Tac or the Insta Ham or something like that, or Snappy Chat, gotta get your streaks. That you may have gotten lost along the way. But see, if you go and you subscribe and you hit that little bell, you know when a new video goes up. Okay. All right. Hang on. I'm trying to teach right now. It's under Ronnie Jeffries. Da-da-da-da. All right. So that was A. That was one. Okay. Do you think we all feel super great and happy and confident after this one problem? Okay. If y'all do, then I am freaking amazing and I need more subscribers. Now, I, you should feel a little bit more confident. But let's look at another one just in case. And I really hope I didn't mess up on the handout and have typos. Okay. All right. So, wow, it almost looks like it's the same steps, but a different problem. All right. So let's get a little fancy with this. I mean, fancy. Let's get the calligraphy pen. All right. So we're going to set them equal to each other. So we're going to have x squared minus 3x plus 3 equals 3x minus 6. Shh. You're stealing the thunder. All right. So this is why substitution. Just set them equal to each other. Equal, 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 equal. All right. So now we're going to move our variables together. So I'm going to subtract this 3x. X squared minus 6x plus 3. Now, don't forget that this is a negative 6. Okay, I've done that plenty of times. Forgot, I just carried down the 6. It messes up the whole world. You know, puppies explode and things like that. All right. So now we got to move the constants together. All right. So we get x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals 0. All right. Now, when we get to this part, as we see that our step is to factor, I'm reaching into your subconscious here so I can kind of program you. Now, this tells us our signs are the same. This tells us they're both negative. Now, what two numbers, when we multiply them, they give us 9, but when we add them, they give us 6. 3. Now, do you need to do both of these? So I'm hearing yes, no, maybe. Yeah, just I'm waiting patiently for you to tell us. Okay. So here's the thing, you only really need to do one of these. Now, if you were to do something like this and do 3 and 3, that's okay. Because technically you're right, because every squared thing should have two roots. But there's this, you know, weird word called duplicity. It's fun to say. All right. Where you actually have the same root or same zero more than once. All right. So because we have duplicity, we don't have technically need both of these. Okay. So I'm going to take my digital white out and I'm going to do this. All right. So, and if you do that, you have to make those noises. Okay. All right. So there you go. So we plug in 3. All right. And it's kind of nice because we got this little extra scratch. So we could do, 9 minus 6. Okay. Well, if you have nine students and 6 mysteriously disappear, you have 3 students. Okay. Now, what this means is that if we were to graph these, we could go to an online graphing thing or try to graph it on paper. And we learned yesterday how fun that was. That's like getting a root canal from somebody with Parkinson's disease. Okay, that um, that they only touch once. Okay, they have one solution. Okay, they just boop and that's it. Okay, so now I'm showing y'all multiple different things, um, and this is substitution. I'm fixing to show you elimination. You'll see after a step or two, they're actually the same kind of process. It's just how you get there. Okay. And you get to decide later what you would like to do. Okay. Now, this is also the funny thing about teaching in high school and stuff. Everybody's like, you just, why don't you give me choices? I should know I should have choices on what to do. And then I give you choices, and people are like, no, I need to know. Just tell me what to do. All right. No, nobody acts like that. Okay, it's just me. All right, so let's make sure the meds are kicking in. All right. Wow, this did not copy very good, but it's good enough for us. Now, for y'all, this is on the back of your handout. Okay, so when using elimination, blah, blah, blah. All right, so the first thing that you would do is you leave the quadratic alone. That's usually I will put the quadratic on top. Okay, y'all should know quadratic, that's the one with the x squared. All right, we're going to multiply the linear, that's the bottom one, okay, the one with x to the first power, by -1. So we multiply everything. So -1 times y is -y. -1 times x is -x. And -1 times -4 is a +4. Okay. Now, we have to line up our terms. Okay. So for those people that are OCD and you have stuff organized, okay, we're going to line it up. So I'm going to make sure this x goes right here. And this 4 goes right here. All right. Now, this is why it's called elimination. The y's are eliminated. Okay. So we should get 0 equals x squared because we had nothing done to it. All right. -6 minus 1 should give us a -7x. 8 plus 4 is 12. All right. Are you soaking it in or I'm afraid that I'm going to look around. I'm going to see people's hair go whoop because people are having brain farts. Do whoop, whoop. Okay. All right. Now let's factor. Uh, and I'll do the 0 over here so people won't get confused. All right. This +12 tells us our numbers are the same sign. This tells us they're both negative. All right. So what two numbers, when we multiply them, we get 12, but when we add them, we get 7. Yeah, 3 and 4. So some people are saying the 3 and -3 or -4. Yeah, we already did the minus signs in there, so that was okay. All right. Now, if we solve it, we learned through that ninja math thing yesterday that this is going to be the opposite right here. Okay. So the opposite of -3 is +3. Opposite of -4 is +4. All right. Now, used to y'all would be like, okay, I'm done. And then it's kind of like one of those infomercials. But wait, there's more. Okay. You only have the X values for your coordinates. You have to find your Y's. Okay. So 2, 3 goes here, 4 goes here, 3 and 4. All right. So I'm plugging in. Now, this is to my original equation. I don't want to do it after I did the negative because that just adds more steps. All right. 3 minus 4 is -1. Yes. 4 minus 4 is ka-chow. Now, that is our answer. So this is just it's you could have done the same problem with substitution. Okay. You could have done the same problem with substitution. This is just a different way. Okay. It's kind of like having directions to get somewhere. Like if I say, all right, we're having a class party, we're going to go to Crickets and have some, yeah, get some wings and stuff. All right. Some people are going to go down County Line to Madison Boulevard, blah, 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 and go that way. Some people are going to go down to Palmer Road, get over, and go that way. Some people are, it's all different directions, but we end up at the same place. These are just different ways to get to the same answer. Okay. So you get to, yeah, I like this one because it's like killing stuff. Okay. It's like, ha ha, die. Why? Ha ha. It's okay. So it's a, sorry, that was another lifetime. Now, all right. So let's look at example D. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to leave the quadratic alone. We're going to multiply the linear by -1, so we should get negative y, a positive 12x, and a negative 36. Okay. Now, I'm going to line it up, line it on up, line it on up. Mm, 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 mm. All right. So I lined them up. I'm ready to combine. I don't like saying add and subtracting because you do kind of do different things in each column. So if you combine them, okay, this goes to 0, x squared. This becomes, now you can write the 1 right there if you need to, but it's understood to already have it, a negative 72. Oh my goodness. That's going to be hard to factor, isn't it? So if we factor, let's start with our steps. Put the parentheses, put the x's. Huh? Right here? That's a 1. Yeah. Where? This? Right here? Yes, that's a 7. Wow. I'm getting heckled by my own class about my writing. Good thing people at home love the writing because that's why you subscribe and hit that bell. Now, this negative sign tells us our signs are different. Okay? This tells us our bigger number is positive. Now, this is kind of what we did yesterday. What numbers do you know that will go into 72? All right, hang on. Okay, the first one I got 1. Yes. All right, so that gives us 71. I heard 12. That would give us 6. And then I heard this one. All right. So we have a positive 9 and an 8 right here. Now that's just how it factors. When we, all right. All right, good deal, Pickle. Now, so our solution is going to be the opposite of these signs. So what's the opposite of +9? What's the opposite of -8? Yeah, kill it. All right. That's a 1x. I should just erase the 1. That's the second question I've got on that one. All right. So this is when you need to get your handy dandy calculator. I don't have a sponsor, but I'm always looking for some. Now, and I'm going to plug it in as it looks on their paper, my screen. All right. And we're plugging it back into our original linear. and I hit enter, and I get 144. Okay. And then I'll do it to the other one. Hit enter. I get negative 60. Now, personally, this is why I like solving by algebraically better than graphing, because I would not, as you can probably tell, my handwriting is atrocious, but you know, it I would not want to graph that. If somebody told me to graph this on paper, I was like, no, I would not. I would go to a website and do it because that's the smart thing to do now. All right. Stay tuned. There could be a giveaway coming up. Good stuff, good things. Roll Tide.